What's going on, Wild Family? Today, I'm going to be unboxing this beautiful e-bike. It is the 2025 version of the AQ177 Pro Max 52-volt dual battery bike. Now, it's a big battery, people. It's a 52-volt, 70-amp battery. Now, let me give you some of the specifications, and this is right off their website. So, according to them, this has a 1,000-watt motor in the front that peaks at 1,300 watts, and it has a 1,200-watt motor that peaks at 1,500 watts in the rear. They're both hub motors. You have the rider height for this is 5'3" up to 6'5". The weight of the bike is 133 pounds with the battery. The battery by itself, it's almost 30 pounds, 29.8. As I mentioned, the battery is 52 volt, 70 amp. This should go for miles. And according to their website, on throttle only, we should get between 100 and 120 miles. And if we use pedal assist up to 200 miles. Now we'll see if that's true. Like I do with all my bikes, we're gonna be testing this out in the real world. I'm gonna be dashing with this bike. I'm gonna be taking it on some long rides, and then we'll see how it actually functions. And one of the things that I noticed with all my bikes is there's a big difference when you ride for leisure, like most people do, and when you ride as a DoorDash, or when you're actually hustling with the bike. I get a lot less mileage when I'm actually hustling. And the reason being is because I either going, depending on what, if it's a busy day, I'm gonna be using a lot of throttle and I'm gonna be going as fast as I can from point A to point B when I have a delivery. So it's greatly gonna depend on the conditions. Just like anything else, rider weight makes a big difference on all these bikes. Whether or not you live in an area where there's a lot of hills, that makes a big difference. Whether or not you're taking it off-road makes a big difference. But overall, what I'm looking for in an e-bike that's going to suit my needs, it's an e-bike that goes faster than Class 3 speeds. For me, that sweet spot is between that 28 and 40 mile range. That's the sweet spot for me. And it has to give me a minimum of 40 miles in a real world environment. If it doesn't give me at least 40 miles, I really can't use it. Hence why some of the bikes I'm not using anymore DoorDashing, and I'm actually looking to sell them, like the Seeker 24. Love the bike. It's a great budget e-bike. But I'm only getting about 30 miles while actually DoorDashing with it, and I need more. So I'm gonna be getting rid of that Seeker 24. And then the other bike that I have extended the range, and I just changed the rear cassette on it. We'll see how much more I get, depending on what I get, which is the Move Cam. If I can get the Move Cam to get me at least 40 miles, I'm gonna keep it. If not, I'm gonna sell that bike as well. But for right now, without further ado, let's unbox this baby and let's see what we got. Oh, I didn't finish going with the actual numbers here. I apologize. So, as I mentioned, the range, throttle between 100 and 120 miles. Torque, this thing has up to 120 newton meters of torque. The speed on the bike, it's that sweet spot that I mentioned, between 30 and 35 miles an hour is the top speed that I should be getting on this. It comes with 180 millimeter hydraulic brakes. The climbing degree, I'm in Florida, this really doesn't matter to me, but the climbing degree is between 25 and 30 degrees incline. The controller is a 5243 controller. It's a 2-in-1 wave controller. I really don't know what that means by 2-in-1. So if you are watching this and you can tell me what the sine wave controller 2-in-1 is, let me know. I would like to know. I mean, obviously I can probably Google that and find out, but right now, I don't know what that is. It comes with 20 by 4-inch tires. What is this? The charging time is between 7 and 8 hours. We have a rear derailleur. It's a Shimano 7-speed. We have up to five levels of pedal assist. A hydraulic front fork. Full twist throttle, which I like. And then the rest we'll see when we unpack this baby. All right, so let's start unpacking it, see what we got. Now, here's something interesting about this bike, right? This is the dual motor version. If you follow this channel, one of the things that I have learned and I have mentioned is that depending on where you live, and again, I'm in South Florida, you don't need dual motor bikes here. We don't have hills. Yeah, you get more speed, but as an example, my Juliet Pro and my Juliet Pro 2, two almost identical bikes with the exception that the Juliet Pro 2 has 2 motors, right? The front and back motor. I can tell you right now, without questions, that I'm gonna do a comparison and I'm gonna do a video on both, but I can tell you that the Juliet Pro is a better ride as a single motor vehicle, single motor bike, right? Better ride, much better. And then if you watch that video, the video will come out next week, you'll see why and the difference between the two bikes. But I personally like the single motor version, the Juliet Pro versus the Juliet Pro 2. This bike, the AQ177, has 2 versions, the single motor and the dual motor. This is the dual motor. The interesting part and why I'm mentioning this is because ANIIOKI is no longer producing or manufacturing a single motor version of this bike. And they told me that very shortly, they're not gonna manufacture this bike. So if you're interested in this bike, I highly recommend that you get it now, because I don't think they're going to manufacture this one anymore. They're definitely not manufacturing the single motor version, which is the one that I was trying to get. They do, and I wanted the white version. They do have I think the gray or the black one, I can't remember. They still have some, or at least when I was looking into this, they had some of those, which is the 48 version, right? I wanted the 52 volt 70 amp version of the single motor. They're not making that anymore. Again, I don't think they're gonna make any of these anymore shortly, but right now in stock, they have, in the single version one, they only have the 48 version, the 48 watt version bike in the single version, in the single motor, I'm sorry. I'm gonna open this short box first. I started to do that one, but I always forget that these come in 2 boxes, just like the Juliet and the Romeo from Ihora. They come with the dual box, or 2 boxes. And just like in the Juliet, in the Ihora Juliet bikes, this small box, the front tire comes in this small box. So let's take a look at that. So it's got the front tire and it's got the fender, and it's nicely packaged here. Now the fender's not installed. It's a plastic fender, which if you follow me and watch the channel, I am a big fan of plastic fenders. I like the tire. I love the tread on this tire, very nice. Now, I don't know this brand of tire. I don't know how good this brand of tire is, but I do like the tread. It is a 20 by 4. Here's the motor. It's got the locking devices there. The rotor's nice and thick. I like it. It's a 180 meter rotor. All right, so we're gonna put this to the side for now. But nice tire. Nice tire. Now we can unbox this. And as I mentioned many times before, I like to clean up and put everything in the box as I'm going along. All right, there's the first look. I gotta tell you, man, it looks very, very similar to the Juliet, right? So that's a little interesting. So let's take out some of this stuff. I mean, it's nicely packaged. Hopefully we don't have anything broken. Which, guys, keep in mind, when you order something and something's being shipped to you, chances are that it may not come to you in perfect condition. So it's not really the company's fault, because they can't control. I mean, they can package it. As you can see, it's nicely packaged, but they can't control how FedEx or UPS is going to deliver the bike to you. So here's the seat. It's somewhat of a generic seat. Seems a little soft, has some cushion. Not super impressed with it right as of now. I mean, we'll see how it rides. Does have springs in the back to add to your comfort. I normally change out the seats anyway. I have some preferred seats. All right, let's see what's in here. I'm gonna assume it's the pedals and the headlights. Let's see, in this box. So we have the user manual here, and as I guessed, we have some plastic pedals that I will not be using. We have a tool set that I will keep, some wrenches. Let me put that there for now. This, as I mentioned, I will not keep, so I'll keep there. The nice headlights and some zip ties. I'm gonna put this over here. This is kind of interesting, right? So this is, technically the rear rack is right here. And it's got a max weight capacity of 25 kilograms or kilos, which is about 57, I believe, pounds. Don't quote me on that, guys. I don't know the conversion that well, but it's over 50 pounds. I know that. It's 50, maybe 6, something like that. But the reason I'm mentioning is because it's not your traditional rear rack that you'll see. Now I do have the basket that goes on here. I'll show you that in a little bit. But right now I want to continue to take out this bike from the box. Just like the Juliet, I can already tell that it has some small crank arms. Anything else needs to come out of here? What is this? Oh, okay. This is cool. It comes. I mean, you can either put a basket back here, or you can put this seat for the rear passenger back here. I am not going to be using the seat back there. I'm going to put a basket. Definitely got to take this battery out because it is heavy. The bike is heavy. Where are the keys? All right, here are the keys to the battery. We're gonna take them out, but it also comes with 2 remote controls. The cool thing about the ANIIOKI is that it has an alarm, and you can only unlock it with the remote, right? So you can lock it, unlock it, and set the alarm with this. I really like this feature, which I wish more bikes actually had this feature. Because if you follow the channel, you know that I put off-market alarms on all my bikes. Not that it's going to prevent it from getting stolen if somebody wants to steal it. but it's an additional deterrent. And all you can do is just try to make it as hard as possible if somebody's gonna steal your bike, which is what I wanna do. Try to make it as hard as possible if somebody wants to steal the bike. All right, nice BMX style handlebars. I don't know about this configuration here though. We will put that together in a second. I just want to take the bike, I want to take the battery out. Yeah. Again, almost the same, if not the same, battery that you'll find in the Juliet. And 52 volt, 70 amp battery. Nice, people. Very nice. They say not to like set it standing up, but let me get the charger because I'm gonna put this to charge right now. It's an ANIIOKI branded charger. If you guys notice a theme with me, and that is that with the exception of a few bikes, all are either white or black. I do have a few. I have the side rusher that's green. The Seeker 24 is also green and black. But everything else is either black or white. I prefer like the white and black colors, but sometimes, like for example, my mini goats, the goat bikes, I got them in solid black because they don't come in white. Now, I'm looking at the stem on this bike, and I can tell you right now, I will probably be changing it, and I'll tell you why in a second. Well, I have to see. I don't like to lean forward when I ride. I like to be a little bit more upright. And just like with my Juliet, I had to change the stem. And it looks like I might have to change this one. But we'll know once I get it set up. But it's funny because the Juliet Pro, I didn't have to do that. It's almost the perfect size. I mean, I had to do very little adjustments to it. Now, I'm also waiting on the test wave, the X5, which again, very similar to this, very similar to the Juliet, big battery bike. And that one is interesting because that one, you cannot adjust the handlebars. You know, one of the things I forgot to do, in fact, let me go get it. I forgot to grease up these screws. You always want to get some grease to grease them up. All right, guys, when you get a bike, especially when you get one out of the box, do not trust the manufacturer of those setting them up. Make sure you go and start checking all the nuts and bolts, etc. And what I like to do also is as I'm installing them, I like to put some grease. So I have this white lithium grease that I like to put on the nuts and bolts. And I forgot to actually do it initially, so I'm gonna do it now. And it doesn't take much, it's just a little tab that will go a long way. And one of the things you have to keep in mind, especially with the Juliet, a lot of these e-bikes, the metal, they do have a tendency to rust. I've seen a lot of these e-bikes have that rust issue. So by greasing them, it'll pay dividends in the long run. Now, as you're putting on the handlebar, one of the things you want to do is you want to go diagonal, right? I do the top, then I cross over, do the bottom, then I go back to the top, and then I cross over, right? And as you're doing that, you're checking the handlebars, and there you go. Make sure it's even. Go to the front. I think I'm gonna like it right there. Now, I am going to loosen this up in a little bit, and I'm gonna push my screen to the left because my cell phone is gonna go to the right, and then I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put my mirrors. I'm probably gonna push this forward and this forward, and then put my mirrors here. But we will cross that bridge once we get there. And right now, I want to connect, because this is not connected, which doesn't even reach. Is this the brake light? Oh, brother Houston, we might have a little bit of a problem here, because it doesn't even come close to reaching. And that's why I don't think it became connected. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Let me just continue to put the bike together. Where did I put? All right, I'm gonna flip this bike upside down. Here's another one. That's green. Where the heck is the, oh, green is going to be for the headlight. Okay. All right, we got it upside down. Now let's see if we put, take this out. All right, that's out. Take out that little plastic piece that goes on the brakes. The other thing we need to take out is tire. Let's put this tire on. Now, $1 million question is going to be the actual setup themselves. So now this one has, let me look at the instructions, because, okay, I know what that is. Does it have it on this side? Yes. Does that go on the inside or it goes on the outside? Let's see. Where did I throw the manual at? All right, let me show you this. So this, on this side, goes on the inside and it's got a seat sit in there. And on this side, there's no washer, because that's where the cable to the battery goes. And then what's gonna go is the locking mechanism, which is this black thing, the washer, and then the bolt. Same thing on this side. Okay, so let me show you how this setup is here. So let me take it out so you can see. This is gonna go right here, and we're gonna secure with the bolts there, okay? The same thing on the opposite side. And we have the washer, and we have the bolt. Now I'm not gonna make it super tight yet, because I gotta check to see if I set that rotor right. All right, so that's how it goes on both sides. Okay, now, see that? It's not where I want it to be, so we may have to adjust the brakes, but right now, let me just, those brakes are nothing. Now, these are hydraulic brakes. I'm gonna grab my glasses, because I'm gonna put this motor on. This back tire is not on here right. What is wrong here? This back tire is wobbly. Not good. What is it with the tire? Let's see. I know it wasn't on. It wasn't on right. All right, guys, when you put the tire in, almost all the time, it's going to rub on the brakes. So you're gonna have to adjust the brakes. I did a video on exactly how to do that. I'm gonna put that video right here. But it's pretty easy. Just there's 2 bolts. You're gonna loosen them and then adjust them, and then just make sure it's free flowing. Okay. Now I want to put this on, and just like this. Now that the bike is here, we're gonna flip it. Make sure that all the cables are tight. Do one pass through to check. Any bolts back here need to be tightened. Where it is. It's got a heavy kickstand. Huh, that one doesn't work there. We'll check that later. Yeah, see these were not tight. This is why I say you always got to check. And then we want to check the same thing, the brake back here. We want to adjust this a little bit. Hear that? That tells me we need to adjust this a little bit. So, adjust the brakes back here. Still a little bit of rubbing. And the tire is not, I don't think the tire's seated right. And I think that is the issue. Yeah, it's not. So this is what you want to check. All right, guys, it is almost complete. Got the mirrors on, got the basket on, got the pedals on, got the fender on. So it's getting late. I'm gonna leave it as it is. And in the morning, I'll finish it up and we'll go for a test ride. So there you have it, my beautiful people. The ANIIOKI AQ177 52 volt, 70 amp battery, dual motor e-bike. It looks really, really nice. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the white and black. So take a look at the bike. Look at that headlight, guys. Love that headlight. Love the plastic fenders. I don't know how good these tires are, but they look phenomenal. They look really, really nice. I like the rear rack. I wish it came with a liner. It did not. I actually ordered a liner. One thing I will tell you right off the bat, I'm going to do a full review on this bike. That's going to be coming out within the next couple of days. But just right off the bat, I can tell you, not a fan of that tail light. I mean, I'm indoors. It's not super bright out here, and it is really hard to see. And I don't know if that, and I'll show you the turn signals. I mean, that's your turn signals. It is weak at best, guys, weak. Already added the mirror, my phone charger. Love the display though. Really like the display. There's a couple of options. I'm hoping I can put an option in which I see voltage. Right now, I don't see it, but I'm gonna play around with the controls. As I mentioned, guys, I'm going to do a full review. That's coming next. I'm gonna be taking it out on some real world testing on it, and we'll see how it performs. I can tell you, I just took it for a short ride just to make sure everything's working properly. And it is smooth, people. It is smooth. It's a nice, smooth riding bike. So far, so good. No issues as of yet. I will let you know how that test comes about.